Hey guys, welcome to day number 11 of my Torchlight Infinite Season 10 Rosa 2 Mana Stack and Diary. And quick one before I start, just opened a Discord server because I was getting a lot of PMs. Just do it in there now. I'll leave a link in the description. It's bare bones because I just opened it, literally just made it. Yeah, so go be the first to say hi and get 1,000 years of good luck in your cubes when you do so. Um, right, I'm going to jump into a quick, instead of doing a map, I'm actually going to do a watcher. The map showcase kind of look like roughly the same, right? Once you hit a certain level of DPS, and we're in profound, so there's not going to be too much more upwards progression we can do. So just going to do it in a plane watcher. Going to do it on plane 2 in profound, and yeah, just going to quickly do this. Remember, this is plane 2, so there's extra scaling on this too. We'll just quickly dodge these. And there we go, there's our drops. 7 FE, some Ember, some shit compasses. There you go. So that is the Plane Watcher showcase, just for the sake of brevity and just cutting it down a little bit because the map showcases were looking kind of the same. And I will jump straight into the DPS check. So you will see the DPS has, once we've hit our ramp, the DPS has gone up significantly even from yesterday. We're hitting the 800 bill mark and we are sustaining at 600 bill from the start. So that includes the ramp time. So super happy with how the build's going. We've still got a lot of work to go before we hit our goals for the season. And yeah, I'm very happy with how it's going because we're now hitting the point where we're multiplying our damage over and over. And we're really hitting that that sort of infinite scaling that Torchlight has. So things to go over. I'm still thinking about this neck corrode. I don't know whether I want to send it or not. It's just if it reduces our damage, it's such a um, it's so disheartening because this is something that we got extremely lucky to get in like a day of extremely lucky cube, and if we just brick it, it's yeah, it's disappointing, right? So still thinking about that. I might send it tomorrow. We'll see. Um, Netherrealm wise, I swapped back to Cube. I'm actually having a lot of fun with that again. Get that sort of like gambling going. How it's actually going for me is I usually just buy 50 maps, 50 cube compasses, and then I run those, and then I just skim the FE off the top to replace them, and then the difference I just use to upgrade the build. Um, so I'm just going to go into my void chart just because people have been asking about it. This is just what I'm using. I don't have to go to these nodes because I use a cheap cube compass. And then over in the commodities, we've got all these. This is for infinite Netherrealm resonance sustain. I actually like going star shards because I really like the glacial watchers, um, the um, the guardians of this game, if you will. And then we had some spare points so we can really fit anywhere, so we just dumped them in these chest nodes there. So that is my Netherrealm for anyone asking. Um, so Netherrealm is complete. We've cleared out Profound. We actually did Traveler Profound as well. It was extremely easy. I don't know if I don't know why it was that easier, but it felt significantly easier. And we actually done this like yesterday at 300 bill DPS. So that's um, that's going over our like strategy and how we've been making currency. So changes to actual skills. I swapped into Frigid Domain. I think it's about the same as Cruelty, but I don't think it has that short ramp time that Cruelty has. So I was kind of like looking at what I could do to get the ramp time down, because when you're dashing through a map, you don't have your consume recently isn't high. So I was looking at what I could do to sort of get that down to sort of increase the mapping speed. Um, there was no noticeable difference, I will say. It's just in theory, I think this is roughly the same damage, but slightly less ramp time. I'm not sure if cruelty stacks are like always on or not, but this is what I'm thinking of. There was no DPS decrease anyway when I done this, so this is what we're sticking with for now. And then in the end game version of the build, we're obviously using better links, and we're actually going frigid domain. So we'll probably keep this for now and maybe play about with it later. The other change to skills is Ice Bond. We put activation medium sentry on it, and you can see it's basically always down. It's a lot more consistent, and the only real downside is you still have to get the boss or the rare in between you, but you can just drop one like manually, right? So if you really want to drop it manually, you can, and then just place the boss between you. So that is what we've changed with skills. So on gear, we have finally hit tier 1 gear attack speed with a decent roll. This took us about 10 tries. They're quite expensive, so this is where the lion's share of our FE went yesterday. We also hit tier 0 melee damage on our second try. So that is made me super happy to finally get like 2 good rolls out of the way on those. We rolled damage taken by enemies on our helm, tier 2, so quite happy at that too. This was a one try thing as well. And then we hit chance to deal double damage on rings too. Lower roll, but still extra damage. Resistances took a little bit of a hit, so I'm still trying to fix those. Still trying to hit some tier 0 resistance rolls. So that's where like our focus is going to be. We're still going to look at gear over the other aspects of the build. And another change we made was Hero Memories. I'm still rolling one of these. I'm still rolling this one, trying to get tier 0 max mana. But you can see we have slightly increased these. We've hit tier 0 on this. And we're just incrementally improving these, basically. Right, so here's another little thing that I didn't realize. I don't know if many people have discussed it or anything. I don't really keep up to date on like what people are saying. The only real like tech I've had like brought to me is people in comments or people PMing me about it or talking with my friends about it, and they see what other people are doing. But something I noticed when I was looking for a purple ethereal prism is that you can actually have 2 of the same rolls on these. So I went for a double max mana one. So you can see we've got 3 nodes here, 3 nodes here, 3 nodes here. So this gave us a total of 36% more max mana. This was 400 FE. Nice, cheapish upgrade. You can just go get and 32% extra mana. Who doesn't love mana on a mana stacker? They also don't need to be allocated on the tree. So I actually had a point under this for some reason in my other one, and I took that out and I just got 2% block chance because there's not really anything I really want here. It might be better to go here for the little bit of damage while still keeping our strength and dex even, but ultimately don't think it really matters that much, and we're probably starting to look at trying to make the build more tanky anyway, so we're probably going to want something like these anyway. So that is kind of all I've got. Kind of funny, there's not really that much to talk about, even though yesterday was a huge jump from 300 bill to 700 bill. But yeah, we're hitting that sort of like super scaling that Torchlight has, where once you get to a certain point, every little uh, upgrade that you put on the build just scales your damage more and more. One thing I actually did forget to talk about, I will talk about now, is in statues, I actually replaced one of the... I'm starting to look at slates now too. I replaced one of the bad slates I had, which was this one. It was the 8% of damage taken from Mana Before Life. I replaced it for a Corner of Divinity. we got 8% additional attack damage here. And then on the Fallen Starlight we used to fill the slate board, we got our mana per 6 intellect back, and then we also got paralyze on cursed target. So that is an additional 15% damage taken by the mob team. So that is everything I've got for day 11. Tomorrow I probably can't play much, so if there's no meaningful progress, there might be, because we're currently sitting on about 1100 FE, so I'm actually going to go and upgrade a little bit of gear now before I head into my WoW raid. But yeah, the rest of the night, WoW raid tomorrow. There's a WoW sort of update that's hitting tomorrow, so my spare time tomorrow, I'm actually going to have to play WoW. Got a little bit of a grind to do there, but it's a one-day thing, so might not get enough progress to really bother showing anything tomorrow. But if I do, it'll be a short one. I'll put it up. If there's any tech I find out about, I will update everyone. Join the Discord if you need to ask any questions, or chuck them in the comments section. And yeah, see you either tomorrow for day 12 or Thursday for day 13.